Welcome to a brand new episode of Brain Pickings, our popular podcast for HR professionals, entrepreneurs and leaders. My name is Leslie and I'm the founder of ZigZagHR, supporting you to stay ahead of the curve and challenging you to rethink, reboot and retool HR. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you're eager for more insights. While executives have long recognized that well-being is important, the COVID-19 pandemic made it clear how significant it really is. Work and life, health and safety and well-being became inseparable. Working people today face many challenges to their well-being and their ability to be engaged and effective. Busy schedules, financial matters concerning events occurring in the world around them, and demands on their time, energy and resources can have negative effects on their emotional, physical and practical well-being. And with all of the challenges facing workers today, it can be very difficult for working people to be at their most engaged and most productive. And this obviously can have negative effects on employers in terms of employee relations and employee retention, productivity, and ultimately their bottom line. In other words, the crisis cast new light on the importance of well-being and made everyone acutely aware of the consequences when well-being is put at a risk. Leaders of organizations, large and small, are now looking for ways to tailor their well-being efforts to their workforce instead of taking a one-size-fits-all approach. And that's why in this episode of Brain Pickings, I will dive into the head of Anna Smets, Director of Business Solutions at Workplace Options, global provider of integrated well-being services. Today, Workplace Options helps 70 million employees and their families from more than 116,000 organizations in over 200 countries and regions worldwide. They've been active in Belgium since 2001. For sure, Anna can help and share with us some best and next practices on how employers can get the best from their workforces. Hello, Anna.
Morning. Hello.
How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Excellent.
Fine.
Well,
Yes.
that's even better than good. I'm fine. Okay. And I see you're really shining.
Thank you.
Nice to see that. Okay, Anna, let's dive into it. Workplace Options is the leading global provider of integrated employee well-being solutions. Tell me, who do you serve? What kind of services do you offer? And how does that relate to the mission of Workplace Options? Maybe first, who do you serve?
We serve employers who value the well-being of their employees. And there may be, in Europe particularly, a misconception that this kind of service, looking after the well-being of your employees, that this is something for large American companies, whereas it is really a global support service. And we see that in many other countries worldwide, it has been picked up. So it's not a matter of large corporations only. It's not a matter of budget, but of mindset.
Okay.
If you ask any business leader or CEO what drives them, it's working together with their teams to bring results, to produce goods, to deliver service. It's people's business. They need their people to realize the goals. So how can they ensure that their people are well? We have clients in all kinds of industries. We serve retailers, consulting and legal firms, manufacturers of consumer goods, IT providers, banks and insurers. I mean, any kind of client we have among our portfolio.
Okay. And then what kind of services then do you offer to all those companies?
The core of what we do is employee assistance programs. Now, you will say, what is that? EAP?
Lots of people don't know what
Many
that
people, it does not really relate to them what this could be. We often communicate as well as delivering personal support services.
Okay.
This is the core, and this is where we'll dive into in a moment. Next to these EAP services, we also have a large expertise in setting up return to work programs.
Okay.
So this is people that are out for illness for a longer period. We accompany them with a multidisciplinary team to make them recover, like we have many cases of burnout, but we also assist people returning after a leave for cancer.
Okay.
It takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of strength to go back to the work floor. We have teams to make this process smoother and to make them return faster. And therefore we collaborate mostly with insurers who offer this to their corporate clients.
Yeah.
So that's an important pillar. Also, we deliver rapid response critical incident. What does that mean? If there is, for instance, an accident on a plant or a sudden death of an employee, this causes a crisis. People are shocked. And in order to prevent post-traumatic stress, we can have a team of psychologists on site.
Okay.
During COVID also from a distance, but mostly on site to assist in the moment and to ensure that people can continue their lives and their work, of course. So this is an activity we do. We have a consulting team who works with our clients on everything that is building a policy on well-being, where to start, how to do this. And then lastly, but quite important these days, is that we have a training department. Many of our clients launch, together with the EAP, with a personal service, personal support service, launch as well trainings, because it's important. It's not just a matter of the employee. No, it's a matter of the team and the organization.
Yeah.
So bringing the service to the attention of the teams is done through interactive trainings on psychosocial topics, on how to, let's say, what I particularly like a lot is there is a great, it's more like our flagships training for managers on how can you create awareness, train yourself on daring to intervene, and then grow your workforce more resilient. So trainings around several topics that interact with, if you have more questions, please, you can reach out to our colleagues of the personal service team. So
so classroom trainings, I can imagine that you also have e-learnings, maybe?
We do deliver trainings either on site in a regular setting. We give a lot of webinars as well. And then there is the new model of e-learnings, which has been activated the past year. Yes.
Okay, all right. So we know who you serve. We know what kind of services you offer. How does all this relate to your mission, to the mission of Workplace Options?
What is our mission?
Tell me.
Our mission is to strengthen workplace effectiveness through employee engagement and support.
Okay.
So our tagline is we help people. And by helping people in their work life and in their private life, we ensure that they are at their best and they can contribute to the job that they are executing. If I'm feeling well, which I actually do, I'm happy to I can in a creative team. Let's say if you have sleeping problems and the next day you're in a workshop. I mean, no, you have to really be at your best to contribute to at your best as well.
Okay.
And we do no longer, because in previous times there was a lot of words around work-life balance, trying to get everything balanced. We went away from this. We no longer speak about work-life balance, but about work-life integration, which says it all. I mean, it's not, there is no clear separation. And this is one of the reasons why we are there and we can help people manage both sides.
Yeah. Okay, that's very clear. Thank you. Now, Workplace Options started nearly 40 years ago, I believe, in the States. And I understand that today you mentioned that you have a global presence. Can you share some insights on this growth?
40 years ago, created in the States, that's correct. We started servicing many clients having people all over the world. So we needed to grow and we wanted to be where our clients were.
Yeah.
So the first service center out of the US was the UK, but then that's more than 20 years ago. Very soon later, there was France, Belgium, there's Portugal. Not only in Europe we have entities, but then also in APAC we have a service center in China, in Singapore, Dubai, in India. I mean, yeah, we're
all over
the world. Yes. And we do serve global clients, meaning with a workforce in several countries, but we also do serve locally local clients, like for instance, a French client in France, a UK entity in the UK.
So you don't have
Belgium.
to be a global employer to
Absolutely
reach out
not,
to you.
Absolutely not. In all of our countries, we have a large portfolio of local clients where we serve their local workforce.
Okay. Now, well-being is, as we already mentioned, paramount. But yet organizations are still unaware of the strengths and the quality and the levels of support that an employee assistance program can bring. Maybe you can walk us through the well-being support programs.
Let me start with the levels of support that we bring. Our programs are built around 3 pillars. There's counseling, delivering emotional and mental support. There's coaching and physical support. And then there is also the practical pillar. A word on counseling. Counseling is the core of what we do. Our service means that 24/7 you can speak directly with a master level clinician in your own language. We pride the confidentiality aspect. It's important. You do not, as an employee, need to ask permission to call us. You dial direct, and we will assist you. Our colleagues
24/7.
24/7. Yes. Yeah. Our colleagues will know, based on the program your employer activated, they know what kind of services they can offer. But important to say is that we always honor the first serve principle. We will never leave anybody on the other end of the phone. We will assist somebody in the moment. As an employer, you may want to know, yes, but did my people call? And if I don't get any feedback, there is anonymized aggregate reporting for the employer's end, but towards the employee, nobody will ever know that you dialed in unless you tell it yourself, of course.
Okay.
So you speak straight with a counselor. They can schedule follow-up sessions after that first clinical intake. You can have video sessions, or you can go and meet with a psychologist in his or her practice. And therefore, we will then schedule this meeting, and we schedule this within the week. You have an appointment with a specialist close to where you live, or close to where you work, or in whatever city or location you would want to have this appointment.
That's a huge promise to make within a week. Wow.
Within 5 working days, in fact. Yes. Okay. So there's telephone, there's video, there's in person. This is for the counseling part. Then there is also a coaching pillar with Aware. That is a program we developed based on mindfulness coaching. It's a program of 6 sessions where, and what I like about it a lot, I'm 2 feet on the ground, but I wanted to discover, I was triggered by how can mindfulness help me. And the great thing is that it's not a program one size fits all. It starts with an intake. We'll listen to your needs, to how, what are the struggles, what gives you stress, and how can we maybe help you with this program. And we fix then follow-up sessions, you get exercises, and after 6 weeks, there is a huge improvement. And the nice part about this is that we did a callback to a large group. Even after 6 months, the techniques you learned, you really
still use
them, and you have them for life. So it's a clear benefit of having this mindfulness program. There's also mindfulness coaching is also life coaching, primarily around change. People hesitate, and do I or do I not go for the next level, or do I want to implement a big change? You have friends who can give you their opinion, but it's good to spare with a professional, with an independent professional, who then works with you towards the outcome. So that's also a service that makes it interesting for the entire your entire workforce. You don't need to have a major issue to call upon us. You can promote our service as a tool, professionals at your service, in the palm of your hand, on your phone, that you can call upon anytime. So
for anything.
For anything.
Yeah. Nice.
And there's also wellness coaching. So mindfulness coaching, life coaching, and wellness coaching. And their programs are around improving sleep patterns, for instance, or getting started and continuing that diet that you wanted to do. I mean, how do you do that? Or also tobacco cessation. So all of these programs are part of the wellness and health coaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So that was, I don't think we're there yet, and because I think you mentioned 3, and we only had 2.
Yeah, there's your favorite one is missing, and that's the practical support.
Yeah.
We have a team of, I call them assistants, like nobody has them anymore. If we can help you with research, we can, in fact, give you time.
Wow.
When you have a busy schedule, and there is, let's say, when I was younger and my kids needed summer camps during their holiday,
very stressful.
you have to look for them, call during your work day, where, when, till what time can they have lunch, and you can call us, brief my colleagues, and we will do the research and come back to you with the results. We do not only the research, but we also call the providers, the service, ask your questions, and then bring them back to you. Yeah,
that's actually the best present that you can give someone. Time.
Yes, to be able to manage your priorities. We help you manage your time.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And also, for instance, where people use practical support is in the event of you have questions around a legal or a financial issue. We can help you find the right provider, the right help to solve your problem. Yeah.
Okay, I can relate to that, because that's all of those things that I they're in my head and I don't have time to do it, and it causes stress. So that's really indeed a very nice service that you deliver. Okay, so but now we're complete. Now you mentioned the most important.
Let me add one more.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Manager Assist. Today, it's the role of the managers is even more difficult than it used to be. They were always in between the top and the floor, with having first no teams in the office, part-time teams in the office, the difference between people on the floor in a continuous system and nobody in the office. I mean, how can you check in with someone if you used to meet some people every day, if you were to meet your employees every day, you more easily saw that something may be wrong. And then still, do you dare to have the conversation? There was the results last week of a study in Belgium that half of the people do not dare to bring up mental problems they are facing or personal issues. They do not dare to speak about it with their boss. That's a huge figure. If you have team responsibility, sometimes you don't dare to have that difficult conversation because you don't know how to react. Now, having a professional team like ours at your disposal, we can teach, we can learn managers how to go for that conversation, knowing that they are not the psychologist, but they can relate to us, they can refer the person to our services to have then follow-up conversations. But we really want them to have an open conversation and to go into the conversation.
All right, so helping leaders there as well. Now, 10th of October is World Mental Health Day. The World Federation for Mental Health have announced that the theme of this year's event is mental health in an unequal world. Because the world is increasingly polarized, many people with mental illness do not receive the treatment that they're actually entitled to. I can imagine you have some initiatives planned with workplace options. Can you explain us a bit about that, Anna?
Yes. World Mental Health Day is an important day. It's this year, the 10th of October, but it is a great opportunity to get mental health in the forefront, to launch a campaign, to organize sessions. So we have developed a whole toolkit for our clients, which they can use moving towards the 10th of October. There are short videos, interviews, there's a webinar, additional articles around how can we remove the stigma, what can we do as an organization, how can I as an employee help my colleagues, what does it take to get to this better workplace and how can we get there. Now, World Mental Health Day is one example. There are 4 global initiatives that we support, that we bring into picture each year. And this is the International Day Against Homophobia. Yeah. Then we also have a campaign with a lot of support, International Women's Day, and also, and that was recent, the World Suicide Prevention Day.
True. Yeah.
Then we develop a toolkit to increase the conversation and to put mental health and employee well-being support in the picture.
Okay.
Because if you are a good employer, you care for your teams and you bring it with the communication on a daily basis to the floor. So not only for these special days, also say you're a new client, you're about to launch, there also we accompany you from a communication perspective to make sure that the people who are entitled to the service actually use the service.
Yeah, that they know that there is the service, especially.
Many of our clients also create an own well-being brand.
Okay.
And link every initiative to that brand.
You give it a brand and a name to make it.
Yes, a name. Yeah. You have a small mascot. Because you may have one day an external speaker talking about well-being. All the initiatives, you bring them together. You may you may grant another benefit like a reduction on a fitness or I mean, everything you do, if you put that together, it ensures that the employees actually pick it up and connect with it. It's pretty important.
And that they see it as a true benefit and that it is integrated in
absolutely
in a complete program. Yeah. Okay, final question. I can imagine that you have encountered a lot of HR leaders who have successfully rolled out an employee assistance program. Can you share with us 3 considerations that other HR leaders should take into account when they implement or are planning to implement an employee assistance program?
I'd say the time is now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Launching an employee support program is easy. There is no huge investment. There is no development or other initiatives needed. Our account managers accompany our clients in the setup, in launching it. There is really, I'd say, just do it.
Just start. Okay, that's the first one. The second?
Another one is that I'd invite you to walk the talk.
Yeah.
It's important to lead by example, to keep emotional and mental health on the agenda, and to open up as the board of directors, as the management team, as HR team, to lead by the example and to invite people to open up as well. And having an EAP has the advantage that you can propose help when needed. It's not just talking about it, you can make it real.
Yeah, okay. So that was the second one. Third one, very curious now.
Looking after the well-being of your employees really improves your bottom line.
Okay.
The cost of disengagement and absenteeism is way too high.
Yeah.
If you can prevent, and if you can lower this cost with an initiative like looking up, it's not a matter of budget. In fact, it's really a matter of mindset.
Okay, I think that's really nice to end this podcast. It's not a matter of budget; it's a matter of mindset. I think that's very nicely put of you, and I thank you very much for letting me dive into your head. I hope it didn't ache too much.
At all.
Okay, thank you very much for this conversation.
My pleasure.
Thank you for listening or watching. This was yet another episode of our ZigZagHR podcast. If you're eager to stay ahead of the curve and help you pivot your organization towards a very exciting future, be sure to tune in again and listen to other interesting podcasts on this channel. Talk to you soon. Most importantly, never forget it. It's a great time to be in HR.